Hey everyone, it's Cujo06241 here, back with another review of Paranormal Activity. Um, now, I had said in my previous review of Part 3 that I had never seen Part 4 or Part 2. Well, the only thing different now is that I've seen Part 4. Um, as far as Part 2 goes, I talked to my buddy Josh about it, who had seen it, and he basically gave me the 411 on it. Um, so I really don't think I need to see it. And besides, this one starts off with the ending to part two, so it's not like I don't know what happens. Well, without delaying any further, how was this one? Well, it was all right. I don't have any, I don't have any major special feelings for it, but I did enjoy it more than part three, and I think I did because I like the characters in this one a little more, especially the ones that it centers around. Um, at the beginning, it kind of centers around a 15-year-old girl named Alex and a like a 16, 17-year-old boy named Ben, and they're like best friends or something like that. I don't think they ever got any further. Um, but yeah, he's Ben's real kind of techno savvy, and I guess Alex is too, but not nearly as much as Ben. And I mean that's something I can relate to. I'm pretty techno savvy. I'm not a technician. I couldn't fix a computer or anything, but I do have to help my parents out with the computers and whatnot, and I do have to help my grandma with her phone a lot. But that's I mean that's a whole nother story. And also, I'm not much older than these kids, so I guess that kind of helped too. But and I think if you can relate to the characters in a movie, it makes it more interesting, and it keeps you like interested. You want to know more about it. But that's just my own opinion. As far as the plot goes, it's nothing special. It's basically just the same shit that's been happening in the previous movies. Um, uh, it's something this one did that's different though. Is it kind of spoofed the previous installments. Um, if like at the beginning, before all the paranormal shit starts happening, it kind of spoofed the previous movies. And if you've seen this movie, you probably know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of false scares, like way too many in this one, and personally, it just kind of demystified the actual evil spirit. I felt like as soon as the evil spirit started making its presence known, it at that point I just didn't give a shit anymore. I was like, okay, wow, yeah, I've For all I know, this could be fake. This could be just another bullshit false scare. And the false scares actually made me jump more than the other shit, which is not common, especially for a movie like this. Found footage films. If you're gonna have that, you gotta, I guess you do have to have some false scares, but a lot of horror movies do this, And when it comes to false scares, one movie that sticks out to me is H2O, Halloween 20, which is supposed to be the 20-year anniversary of the first Halloween movie, but that's another story. So this one, it wasn't bad. I preferred this one over the third, and um I haven't seen the second, but as I've mentioned, um my friend Josh saw the second one and told me all about it, and part 4 has the ending to the second one. So I don't really feel like I'd get anything out of it if I did watch it, cuz I already know what happens. And the first one, well, I don't want to get into that again. That one was just horrible. I hated that movie. Um So, as I've said, this one is nothing special. I don't have any, special, feelings for it. I don't think I'm really gonna be obligated to. I don't think I'm gonna feel obligated to watch it ever again. I mean, not unless it's for curiosity's sake or because I'm bored. Since I had already seen it, I don't know why I'd be curious. But well, I guess that's about all I have to say about this one. Uh, my rating, I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. Now, don't go yet. Something I want to point out about the paranormal activity movies in general is their continuity, their timeline, if you will. Um, Here's a question. You ever try to figure out the Zelda timeline? It's a mess. It's pretty confusing. And this movie franchise is no exception. We have, you know what? I'm gonna try and solve this for you, but there's no promise that I can. So let's begin. We have part one, set stone crap. We have part two, which is supposed to be a prequel to the first one. Then we have part three, which is supposed to be a prequel to the second one, which makes it a prequel to the first one. And then we have part four. It says all the activity has led to this. So, and it showed the ending to part two. So, at first, I thought it was a sequel to part two. But then, what's part three? What would part three be? It's a prequel, right? But what's the point of having all these movies in this kind of order? It's fucking ass backward. And now there's a fifth movie coming out next year, 2014. What the fuck? What's part five gonna be? Is that gonna be a sequel or is it gonna be another goddamn prequel? Jeez, trying to solve this is like a paranormal activity. Maybe that's why it's called paranormal activity. Well, I guess that's all I have to say about these movies. If you want to check them out in order, good luck, because I honestly don't know how I would, how I can tell you to do that. But I guess if I had to give a way to watch these movies in order, I would say start with part three, um, or part two, one of those two. Uh, but if you start with part three, go to part two, and then go to part four, and just drop the first one altogether because that one's total crap, and I didn't like it, and it sucked. But that's just my own opinion. If you want to go, one, two, three, four, go right ahead. I mean, that's what most people did. I would say I would say probably everyone did that decided to watch these movies. So, yeah, it's a little ass backward, but I guess in the long run, it sort of works. But now, I just feel like banging my head against the wall because trying to solve that was a pain in the ass, and I don't even think I did. Well, I've ran out of things to say. So this is this is Cujo 06241 signing out.